Hi everybody, I'm Mark Dorr. Make sure to like and subscribe, okay? Alright, today I'm going to, as we say, open up a can of worms and talk about my thoughts on teaching grammar. Certainly there are very traditional ways that are prominent, and simply going through exercises and memorizing rules and all is still prevalent. And as with most things in language learning, it does work, various degrees. My personal opinion is that on this channel I'll be showing you some of those activities. They can be useful. But in my personal opinion, learning grammar by integrating it into reading, writing, speaking, any activities is more effective. It's acquiring the language versus only learning. And in the way I learned this, learning is a very formal activity. Acquiring is really how almost all of us got our language in the first place. So learning would be where I stand here and give you a lesson and show things and we do an activity or something like this. Acquiring is, for example, how you learned a language when you were a child. And nobody gave you grammar rules, probably, most of the time. They might have on occasion. But most of the time you just heard things, saw what happened, and you acquired the language. Boom. The language you are best at speaking, the language you are best at using, is the one you acquired. Yes, you probably had learning too in school, but I would guess that you knew a lot of your language before you even started school, if you're typical, right? So I personally enjoy the idea of getting a lot of your grammar from the environment, from the things you're doing, mixing it with other skills. And in some universities here in the United States, they don't have grammar classes. They blend them with other ones. Let me give you a good example of, I think I might have told you this in another video, but I don't quite remember. When I worked at a certain university in an intensive program, quite often we would get students from one area of the world where they were very strong on teaching grammar rules. And those students could sometimes be better than the teachers at grammar rules. But actually using it was a different story. They could quote rules, they could work out solutions to problems. But when it came to writing well, to speaking well, to interacting in everyday situations, especially with the speaking and listening, they often had a lot of trouble. And sometimes we're not very happy because we had to put them at lower levels than they thought they should be, but because they couldn't interact at the level that they needed to. So, just something for me to throw out there for you to think about. I do believe there's use in grammar activities in learning, but I do believe also that there is a lot of value in acquiring grammar along the way. Sometimes it takes a little adjusting as a teacher, but then bring it back to the conversation or whatever's going on. Little food for thought for you. Have a great day, teachers.